Hi, grade 5. Today we will continue our unit about changing rock from one type to another type. In this session, we will make activity to prove that rock can change from one type to another. Materials are 3 colors of clay, sheet of waxed paper, 2 books. 3 colors of clay, waxed paper, and 2 books. Let's start the steps. Steps will be number 1, flatten clay of one color. We will use the first color and we make flatten clay of one color into a layer. Okay, then place the layer on a sheet of wax paper, and then number 2, using clay in different color, we will use the second color. Make 5 to 10 clay pellets, okay? And then place the clay pellets on top of the first layer. So we will make the first layer with one color of clay and put 5 to 10 clay pellets with different color. Number 3, use the third color of clay to make a layer like the first one, okay? And place it over the pellets like this. Like this. The first layer, pellets, different color. The third color, make another layer like the first one, okay? And then place it over the pellet. Use the dowel as a rolling pin to apply pressure to the top of your rock model. Use the dowel as a rolling pin to apply pressure to the top of your rock model. And finally, use the 2 hooks at the side of the model to press the rock into a new shape. Okay, like this. Like this. Okay, use the 2 hooks to make a pressure, and then identify the new type of rock you have modeled. Okay, so the steps: flatten clay of one color to make layer, and then using clay in different color, make about 5 to 10 clay pellets and put them, place the clay pellets on top of the first layer, and use the third color to make another layer like the first one and place it over the pellets. Okay, then use the dowel as a rolling pin to apply pressure to the top of your rock model, and finally use the hooks at the sides of the model to press the rock into new shape. Okay, like this. So, in this activity, you will learn more about how rocks change from one kind to another. Okay, let's know the materials we have used represent what? The layers of clay represent layers of sediment. The layers of clay represent what? Yes, represent layers of sediment. The pellets represent what? The pellets, who can remind me? Yes, pellets represent what? Yes, the pellets represent fragments of rock, small pieces of rock. So you can observe that the changes to the model when you add layers of clay or apply pressure. When you add layers of clay or what? Yes, apply pressure. And finally, you must know that metamorphic rock formed under pressure. And we talked about the 3 types of rock: igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock. And in this unit we talked about the changes of rock from one type to another, and in this session we make activity to prove that igneous rock formed when hot magma cools quickly, and sedimentary rock Second type, sedimentary rock, formed by layers of sediment being squeezed together. And finally, metamorphic rock, yes, formed by pressure or heat. And we talked about the changes of rock by activity, by bring the materials, the three colors of clay, sheet of wax paper, two books, and flating clay in one layer, and put clay pellets in different current on top of the first layer, and then we use the third color of clay to make a layer like the first one and place it over the pellets, and we use the two books to make a pressure to press the rock model, and finally we will identify the new type of rock you have modeled. Thank you, grade 5, and goodbye.